Good evening and welcome to the Walk. I am Zara Bailey, and the host, Octavia Jones, will be on for the second half of this segment. For the first half of the segment, we are going to talk about the Eminem movement and what it means, who it deals with. And for that reason, we have the pastor of Restoration of Praise Fellowship, Pastor Robert L. Bailey Jr. in our midst, and he's going to help us talk about the Eminem movement. Hello, Pastor.
Hello, how are you? Good to be on the broadcast.
Okay. In the book of Matthew and Luke, Luke 14 and 23, it says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." That is the scripture we're going to really look at tonight, because like I said, we are dealing with the Eminem movement. And first of all, I know you're saying to yourself, what the heck is the M&M movement? Does it deal with candy, snacks that melt in your mouth and not in your hand? No, that is not what the M&M movement
Not
is.
quite.
Is it something that deals with um, uh, what, March Madness?
Kinda.
Kind of, sort of, but not quite. So that's why I have Pastor Bailey here, and he's going to help break down what is the M&M movement. Pastor Bailey, can you please tell us what is the M&M movement?
Well, the M&M movement, March here at the fellowship is our men's month. We observe this month as our men. We call ourselves gents, and so it is our men's month, and it also is identified as our membership drive month, where we're going out to impact and impart into others who may not be in church, who may go to church and just don't have a place. We want to be able to impart and to impact their lives. And so we call this our Eminem movement,
Okay.
men and ministry.
Men in ministry? Oh, that was men in membership.
Same thing.
Is men and membership movement.
Yes.
And what we're going to do here on the Walk is all this month, we're going to be helping you get to know the fellowship better. First of all, we're not selling the church. We're not
right.
selling our church. We're not selling it. It's not about, our church is better than this church over
Right.
here, and our church is better than that church over there. The main thing that we're trying to do is make sure that people are aware of the different ministries that we have here. And at the same time, we are not knocking anyone else's ministry. We're not bringing down anyone
That's
else's
right.
ministry.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's about kingdom building.
Absolutely.
The whole concept of the walk is worshiping and living kingdom. Worship and live kingdom. That's our main thing. So what better way can we do that than to push the Eminem movement?
I agree. I agree. According to the scripture you just read in Luke chapter 14, the king actually he invited his friends and none of them came.
Okay.
But then he told his servants, he said, go out and you go compel. He compelled those who are not that I don't know, those people that I don't have a connection to, and ask them to come, have them to come in the house, that the house can be filled. And we're not just trying to fill the fellowship. We're not just this membership drive and this movement is not about us trying to fill our house. It's about filling up the kingdom. Okay. What can we do to impact and impart into the kingdom? And so we're just playing our part as it relates to us doing our work as kingdom builders.
Okay. If during this broadcast you have a question about the ministries of this church, like I said, throughout the month, we're going to try to feature the ministries of this church so you can kind of get to know who they are, who the leaders of those ministries are. But if you feel the need to call in for questions, for prayer, for whatever reason you need to call in, please do so. We are at 281-272-1699. That's 281-272-1699. Also, you can email us at the church the church's email, which is rop.fellowship@yahoo.com. That's rop.fellowship@yahoo.com. Once again, we have Pastor Bailey here, who is the pastor of Restoration of Praise. And we're talking about the M&M movement, men and membership movement.
Yes.
It's let me ask you this, okay?
Sure.
Um, what is the whole concept? I know you kind of dealt a little bit with the concept about, it's not just about trying to get members, it's about the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
What was the concept or the I guess the inspiration with Eminem movement?
Well, I'm a creative soul anyway, and so Eminem was just an idea because of men and membership, and just putting them together, M and M, and making that and being creative. However, this movement is not a campaign. I don't want it to be a campaign. It's about a movement of people, a body of people that love God, that love where they worship, that go out and impact others who may not know God, or who even may know God and may just be uncomfortable where they are, or may be unsure about what their salvation is. And we can bring them here, let them experience what we do here at the fellowship, and then let God lead them where they. The Bible says God, that God will add to the church as He sees fit, and so it's not our job to go out in here and try to campaign, but it's our job to make a move so that the movement can keep going. And we're not recycling saints; we're restoring souls.
Okay. Now, what do you mean recycling saints? Can you break that down?
Because there are churches who do membership drives, but they go out and they only target people who go to other churches, or who may be a part of other ministries. Our target is not other churches and other ministries, because if we're all in this together, we're supposed to be kingdom building, and we're not building the kingdom if we're recycling the same saints over and over again. And so our job is not to recycle these saints, but to restore the souls of God's people, bringing them into a better understanding of what their purpose is, what God has called them to do, and where they should be in their lives, and then for us to move forward in the vision and in the purpose of God.
Now, earlier on the broadcast, on one of the earlier broadcasts, we did talk about the feast, the calling of the people to come to the feast. Can you kind of like do a quick paraphrase of that story? I know you kind of dealt with it a little bit, you touched on it, but can you do a quick paraphrase of that story so people can understand why going out and compelling people and going out and getting members is so important to the church?
Well, like I said previously, the whole concept of the parable was, it was a great supper that took place, and the king had made this supper, and he invited all his friends and invited all the people that he was close to, but they made up every excuse why they couldn't come, why they couldn't show up. What happened? One was getting married, another was had to tend with his flock, or with his cattle. I mean, so it was different scenarios where people made excuses, and it's the same thing now, where people make up excuses why they can't come to church, why I don't be a part of anything, why I don't want to be over there, why I don't want to go serve, and it's just excuses. Well, sometimes we have to get past just inviting our friends or people we know, and start going out to grab other people who are not a part of the kingdom, or who may be straddling the fence, that's got one foot in and one foot out. Those people we ought to be able to draw and bring restoration to their souls. And so that's what the king did. He said, well, instead of inviting just these friends, let go out and get those people that are hurting, that are broken, that are battered, that are bruised, and bring them in, that the house may be filled. And so when he did that, the Bible says that the house was filled. And so that's our purpose. I don't know about other ministries and other churches that do a membership drive, but our main focus is to go out and restore souls versus recycling. So.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Okay, there are times when you have members that are in church, and like you said, they make the excuses not to come, and I can't do this because I have that going on, and I have this going on. I don't have gas. I don't have, someone to watch the children, stuff like that. So when it comes to that, how do you keep from getting frustrated and losing those members altogether? I know that you're going out and you're getting others, but does the M&M movement also include, like you said, it includes restoring those
Absolutely.
that have kind of
Absolutely.
So how do you go about trying to get those people to come back to church, come back to hear the sermon in person versus just I'm gonna just dial it in,
Well,
literally dial it in.
well, for me, I believe the Word of God is going to do what He want to do. Right? And so, as you teach and preach, people ought to grab hold of where the vision and the purpose of why you even come to church to begin with. However, there are some who get discouraged along the way. I mean, we all do. However, there has to be somebody, especially in a pastoral position, you have to be able to be sensitive in the spirit and discern quite a bit in order to pick up when somebody's lacking or when they're lost or when they're hurting, that you can call them and encourage them and keep them motivated in coming and staying and being a part. Sometimes you just can't get everybody, and you understand that. And as we grow in God, we start to learn how to help one another. That's what the Bible says: "Bear ye one another's burdens." I ought to be able to help you in if you're lacking or if you're hurting, if you're needing encouragement, to help you. And then as we do it as a team, we can go out and impact others, and they'll become a part of it.
How do you keep from getting frustrated though?
Well, I can't really stop the frustration. However, I can stop myself from reacting to the frustration. I don't have to react and respond frustrated, because that stuff I give to God. You let that stuff go and you release that off, so that God can get glory out of it, and then let Him do what He needs to do in the process. Where this person may not be wanting it, well, God will penetrate their hearts and draw them back.
Okay. Now we've dealt with the membership part of the eminent movement. Um, like I said, throughout the month, you're going to get to know more of the ministries here. So we're going to be talking about, since it is Men's Month as well,
Right.
you're going to probably hear a lot about what's going on as far as Men's Month goes. How does the men thing work with the eminent movement? What's going on with that? Without giving too much away, because we're going to try to have a ministry leader
Right.
for the gents here, but to kind of give a little bit, of what's going on with that Men's Month.
Well, in churches all across the world, you'll see mostly women.
That's true.
You'll see mostly women in every church across the world. And when a church does not have a lot of men, it's mainly because not the men that they have are not going out to impact other men. And I believe that this movement is going to help our men go out and impact other men, the lives of other men, and bring them to a place where they can be free to operate in the spirit.
So you're basically beginning to you're trying to push the men to be accountable.
Absolutely.
As leaders.
Building disciples is what it really is really all about. It's really training. Is as I train them, they go out and train others, and then we build the kingdom by becoming disciples.
Let me ask you this. Well, this is actually an observation that someone else has brought up, and one of the things that was said is sometimes it is just very hard for a man to submit under leadership. Other than your job, the job, and everything, and even with the job, sometimes a man has a hard time submitting to his boss, especially if he thinks his boss is emasculating him, making him feel less than a man.
That almost sounded freaky.
Makes him feel less than a man, degrading him,
Right.
down, disrespecting him. So because of men already being sensitive to the submission part, someone made an observation that that's probably why there's not as many men in church, because it's harder for a man to submit to someone and not get like a paycheck,
Right.
or anything like that, versus a woman who's more of a submitter, so to speak.
I understand.
Do you find that to be kind of like, true in some ways, or?
Yes and no. I believe that men don't submit because of pride. A lot of times, pride will cause a man not to be able to fully commit or submit to a movement, especially to another man. But one of the things that I've learned in submission, and it took me a while to get this, was Jesus, when he, by him being God, when he took his disciples and he washed their feet and stuff, that kind of changed my dynamic, Because if Jesus, being in the position that he was in, could humble himself to wash the feet of people who supposedly are under him, it brings total submission to the will of God. And I believe that if men know how to serve one another, yeah, then it brings clarity and the whole purpose of our men's ministry, the gents ministry, we're called guys exemplifying nobility through serving. That's what we do. We serve one another. As we serve one another, it helps us to submit to authority, to other men, to be submissive to the vision, to the purpose of God. And so that's what I believe.
Hopefully, you hear more about the gents ministry in the weeks to come.
Yes.
But just to drop this out to those that might be listening, there's nothing sexier than a man who knows how to serve.
Yes.
What
Yes.
you mean? Yes.
Yes. I'm a sexy man when I serve. No, I'm just like.
To be honest though, because to me, well, no, not to me. I'll say like this. It's a really good sign of a man who's confident in who he is when he can serve someone else.
Absolutely.
And not worry about, okay, am I losing my identity? When a man is very confident about his identity, he can serve and have a servant's heart and not have to do it for any other motive, not do it for, to be seen, but to do it because he sincerely, right, is a man after God's own heart.
You know what, and I thought about that too as well, because even in serving, I think a lot of times we've taken scripture out of its context when it says that man is the head of the house. And so we use that as the ruling, as being dominant, and being demanding and commanding. Well, when you talk about the head of the house, that means your responsibility and accountability is high. And so I believe that if you understand what your responsibility and accountability is, it's easy for you to serve your family because you know what your responsibility is versus you're throwing your weight around as, the head of the house. So it brings all of that into clarity, understanding what this movement is all about. Just taking us back to, our men starting to be accountable and be able to go and serve one another and be able to go and serve the kingdom.
Okay, if you have any questions, once again, the telephone number is 281-272-1699. That's 281-272-1699. We are here with Pastor Robert Bailey Jr., and we're talking about the M&M movement. Now, we've dealt with the men part of it, and we've dealt with the membership part of it. Let's deal with the movement part of it.
Okay, all right. Well, movement. Anything that's a movement, it's designed to be a stationary place in order to go forward or to go somewhere. And I believe we're going somewhere. I believe this ministry that God has blessed us with is going somewhere. We have a vision, we have a purpose, we have a place that we're going, and so I believe God is moving us in a good direction towards our purpose of being in existence. And so as the men come into order, as the ministries come into order, as we're going out to impact other members, and in this membership drive, it's moving us closer to kingdom purpose. And I believe that's what God has commanded for us to do, is to operate in kingdom purpose.
Okay. Now, since we're talking about movement, like I said earlier, I did the first segment with Pastor Bailey. And so now what we're going to do is, since we're dealing with movement and going out, we're going to talk about outreach. And so who we have here is the leader of our outreach ministry. And we also, yes, and we also have the leader of our intercessory ministry, which is also the host of the show.
Yes, and so, welcome.
So what we're going to do is bring them on, and they're going to talk about the outreach. They're going to talk about the intercession of it, and okay, she's going to pray and intercede for us on the other side of the camera. But we are going to bring. We are going
come on.
We are going to bring our outreach ministry leader on at this time, and she's going to talk more about the outreach part of it and how it's going to correlate with the whole Eminem movement.
Yes.
So
yes.
at this time, without further ado,
Without ado another further.
we have our ministry, our outreach ministry leader here,
Yes.
Evangelist Tina Jefferson.
Yes. How you doing, girl? How you doing?
It's been a day, been a week. You have to have more spunk when you're reaching out. Okay, let me ask you this. Now we've talked about the men part of it, which is the men's month, and we also talked about the membership part of it, about bringing in more souls to the kingdom and everything. You being the outreach ministry leader, because we're trying to get to know all the ministry leaders and everything. Um, do you find that outreach is a special thing for special people, or can anybody be outreach
No,
material?
not anybody. I didn't think I was outreach material either.
It's slow a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, the whole team?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was
Thank
trying to
you.
keep us together.
Shoot, hold up. All right. So they can see you good. Okay, now you say not everybody can be.
I don't think. Now, I know that we all are supposed to be winning souls and talking about Christ or getting people to come to Christ. Um, but I think it's just maybe a thin line between outreach.
Mhm.
Um, Outreach is going to places that everybody don't want to go sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it may cause us to go under the bridge to minister to the ones who are homeless. Sometimes it may cause us to go to abusive shelters and talk to people. Some people can't handle it.
Yeah.
So I do think it takes a special person to be able to do that. I think that God gives us all gifts. And I think sometimes, I think Pastor preached a message one time, kind of stay in your lane. I think we got to know our lane, and it's not for everybody.
You have to be
Because some
effective.
people are a little weak at the
Mhm.
stomach, and they may not.
It's about being effective.
Yeah.
So when you say weak at the stomach, so that means that
How's she gonna do this off camera?
yes. Hi y'all. How y'all doing? I'm here.
So serious.
So when they're weak at the stomach, meaning that you need to be strong enough to be able to pray for more than one person
Right,
without
because it
breaking down.
outreach can even cause you to go into hospice facility. Everybody can't handle that.
Right, because
Okay.
everybody can't handle blood and can't handle.
Well, not even
Our
the blood,
pastor
it's
don't even
the-
like going to the
it's
sick and
not
shut in
even
at the
that. It's the
hospital.
depression that
So don't get
sometimes
sick or don't die.
sometimes it's the depression
I
that
ain't
hovers
coming.
over that place
Right,
too.
right,
'Cause and if you're
Right.
not girded up, that
Right.
depression can overtake you.
Absolutely.
Right.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Some of us might bust out crying as soon as we see somebody else crying, and that just
Right.
Some of us scared to get out the car if we go to the homeless people down there. So it just depends.
Yeah, and then sometimes
But I
you know,
don't think
being
it's
a weak
for
stomach,
everybody.
you also the smell
That
too
too.
gets to you.
Well, I wouldn't go say that type, but yeah.
well, it's
But
true.
that's true.
But that's true.
Because I'm like that. That's one of the reasons why I don't like going to hospitals because it's the smell that's in it, and it smells like sickness and death.
Right.
And, you know, I don't like that, and so
And then there's some
I
people
go
that,
and I make my visit real quick and I'm out.
and then
Right.
there's some people that can go in there and bam, be really effective.
I can't.
Let me ask you this,
Sit there
okay?
for hours.
No, I can't do that.
Since we're talking about the Eminem movement and we're talking about membership drive, back in the olden days,
Mm-hmm.
they used to have to go out there and print out the leaflets and go out and pass them out on the street corners and
Flyers, baby,
Yeah.
flyers.
Yeah, I mean,
And spell
It's
it.
leaflets, those little things that be folded like
How you
that.
spell
How
it?
you
I thought that was pamphlets.
No, it's leaflets, because leaflets was just a piece of paper and they folded like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
do it all.
Yeah, leaflets.
Go ahead.
You find out. Trust me. But okay, this is my thing. In this day and age, what are some of the means that we're using now to get the word out or get the church's name out?
Let me tell you
Girl,
what
you
we
better know
using.
that
Bam.
You better know that word.
Mhm.
Leaflet.
Learn something new today.
Me too, boy.
Boom.
The Lord can
Won't the
Boom.
Lord do you? He'll teach us something
Bam,
new every
bam.
day.
Yes, it will.
Brand new mercies every day.
Every day.
I mean, a new word every day too.
Every
Lord.
But just to drop this in,
Leaflet.
all of those Facebook statuses, all of those Twitter updates, all of those things that you see on social media under Restoration of Praise is usually done by this woman.
Yes.
She's also the outreach, and she's also the social media directors of social media.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that what we call them?
Directress.
Director of
Can
social
that be?
media.
Can that go on my card?
Director of social media.
Directress.
So when you see those updates, when you see our name everywhere, when you see
See
all
if that's a
the,
word.
if when you see all the
It
pictures
is.
and
But
everything,
this is that.
that is what this is the person who's responsible for. So how is that beneficial versus doing the little leaflets and
Well, first of all, we don't have to do all that walking. We
the
walk to the laptop and type stuff in.
Bless
But
Yeah, you probably can kick that
technology.
word. You can kick that word.
but here at Restoration of Praise, we are I like to call us techno savvy or savvy. How you say
savvy,
it?
savvy.
Mhm. That we're that, and so we reach out a lot on. Our Facebook is very, very active.
Yes.
Twitter, we're getting there. We're getting active
You
in
gotta
there.
kick.
I forgot the
We're on
login.
Instagram. It's my personal page,
Oh,
but
you're
our
on
our
Instagram
logo
now. I
is
didn't know that.
everywhere.
Oh,
hmm
Lord
Okay.
Jesus.
I keep it on
Instagram,
Instagram.
Lord.
Yes. Our March Madness Eminem flyer is on Instagram.
What about
Oh,
social
cool.
cam?
Oh, we on Social Cam. We got a war crowd on Social Cam.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
You did see?
Yeah.
We are on there. We
Who
got
did
Benji
that?
singing at the Restoration of Love.
Oh.
So we are on Social Cam. Look us up.
Yes.
But it keeps us up to date, and
Relevant.
we try to hit whatever people is looking at that time.
And make sure you guys get a chance to go on the Restoration Praise fan page. You'll see a special invitation video that was set up to invite you in, just to kind of give you a little bit of who we are and what we're about. A place of hope, a place of help, a place of healing, a place of friendship, a place of
Love.
good
Everything.
appreciation. Yeah, it was a place of everything.
I thought it said
Passion.
place of fishes and
We are fishermen. Fishermen.
yeah, I figured you was gonna
See, we
find
just
a way
had
to
a
use the
Facebook
fish.
notice that we got a new friend
Is that the one with
Amen.
the
on
New
Restoration of
Is
Praise.
that the African?
Amen, new friend.
Oh, and that's the other
Welcome.
thing.
Everything comes to the
That's what I'm
phone.
gonna tell you. We got a like. I don't know if you approved it or not, but it was this name of this chick, Eddie Popo or something like that. She was not. She was from No, not Botswana. It was something with a wanna in it.
Bonesia.
No,
She say something with a
something with a
woman.
wanna in it from Africa, and I want to say like Tanzania or Botswana, something like that. But that means that we're going global
Global.
now.
Right.
So that
good.
means that there are other people
Nationwide is
seeing.
on your side.
So social media works.
It does.
It,
Yes,
it
it
really
does.
does work,
It does.
and it has its benefits. It saves you, in this day and age. I hate to say it, but a lot of times we're a age of convenience.
Right.
We like to have fast food.
Yes, we do.
We like to have TV on demand.
Oh
We
yes.
like to be out about, we like to have jobs that we can go in, don't have to stay all day and leave and make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
We are a society of convenience. So going out and trying to hand out the leaflets sometimes is a little dangerous.
Get a new word, Lord. These leaflets.
Sometimes going out and handing out this information and these postcards and everything, sometimes it's dangerous.
And it is, but don't get me wrong, because we are going to hit that this year too, also in outreach.
Bless.
Pastor keep pushing it to the bottom of the list
Bless
for some
you, bless
reason,
you.
but we are going to.
Bless you. Y'all gonna do that this year? That
Yes,
is
we are.
wonderful.
Like on the book. Yes, we are.
That's so wonderful.
But I think
Pray for me,
It
guys.
is.
Just pray for me.
I'll be on
Cause
social
I'll
media.
release that.
it is
I'll
an
be taking
older
a
way of
picture
doing
of it.
things, but it is more personal. If you
It
are
is.
trying to welcome and invite someone out, it lets them know also when your pastor is out there,
Yes.
That
I can
he-
be out there.
walking with us and
Walking.
talking,
I can
holding
be walking
hands
and talking.
with your wife and
And
showing
singing and
them a
praying
relationship.
with my
So it's
mom.
different.
See?
But it's still a good way to invite people out to your church and your
I think
ministry.
so. I think so. I just have this personal thing about that. But
Well,
praise
the
Lord.
thing is
We're
too.
going to pray for him.
It does
That's why you
offer
have
a
the
more
intercessors.
personal touch. But in this, like I said, in this day and age of us trying to have everything convenience and bam, 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 uh, we've learned to take advantage of. Who was it? Oh, I thought that was. I was like,
Like Jesus, you come.
no, we've learned to use that to our advantage, the social media, because for so long they would do social media and do this wide bam for everybody.
Right.
To do this and to do that, talk about people and downgrade people and all that. So we reversed and found good.
Right. We have shoe cam
Yep.
and
Shoe
restoration of
cams.
praise.
And that seems to be kind of catching on with other people I've seen.
I've noticed
And
that
we
too.
need
Have
to
you
use
noticed that?
our stock cam picture that we have for the walk logo. For the
For a while.
That's
Do
interesting.
you see that? Oh, we're gonna get off topic.
Somebody did a picture of their socks.
No, I was
Oh.
gonna say I
Nah,
have a
don't
nice
say it right
picture
now.
of the walk on a poster that I posted on my page.
But but that's kind of like the evolution of outreach now. It's not only going out
Right.
face to face meeting people. Outreach is whatever is necessary
Like we're
to
doing
get the word.
videos. We're doing videos here, Restoration of Praise.
Yes.
Hopefully,
Invite videos.
everybody can get their
Yes.
video.
So those that are
It's
watching
done.
that belong to this church, please do not forget.
Post your
Do your
video.
first. I'm gonna do mine this week since I got my braids out. I can switch up my hair.
Do your videos. Videos,
She don't
I
want
think
the
is a
same
good-
hair she
Well,
used
well,
on the
see,
I
here's the
did.
thing.
I did. I
Here's
wanted
the
to
thing.
change my
And
hair.
this is what I learned since everything now is technology
Mm-hmm.
and technical. A lot of times it gets to them faster through social media, through email, because that's what everybody kind of is going through. I mean, and I don't have a problem with going out to passing out, but I think the fastest way to impact and impart will be that.
Well, to
And
reach
then once
more
they
people.
get here, we can give them the hands-on,
Reach more faster.
Yeah. So that's me though. That's just been my personal thing.
Okay.
And I think the catch, we have a great pastor who does flyers, and they're always really catchy.
Yeah.
So when you're strolling down Facebook and you see our flyers,
You want to know
that
where
was
it
him.
came from.
That was him.
That's how we ended up talking about the Eminem movement. How we come up with that? Well, me just thinking outside the box.
Okay. With the last few minutes that we have, because we're wrapping it up and everything.
Yes. Now out, she need to come on and get in
Yes.
her. Come on, get in your place.
Well, no, I was
Oh.
gonna ask you.
Oh, okay.
For Eminem Month,
Yes.
I've noticed on the flyers, since we were talking about
Yes.
flyers, you
What's
should see
next?
the little Eminem men marching around,
Right.
and that's the Eminem movement. What is going on? I noticed
Gonna
that
be
every
another one
week
this
there's
week.
something going on every week. Last week was the men. Was it invite
Last week was family.
invite
It
your
was
family?
family week. Well, this week, this whole entire week, for everything we're doing this week
Every
is family.
service.
It's family week. Next week, starting Sunday, will be Friends week.
Oh, that's what
So we're gonna be getting
No.
friends, and you're gonna see another flyer that's gonna pop out
Okay.
with another little graphic that's gonna have friends, and it's gonna advertise the Friends Week. And so we're gonna put it together and make sure that we invite as many friends. There are gifts.
Okay, then after Friends, what's after that?
After Friends, then the third Sunday is going to be co-workers and classmates. We're gonna do co-workers. We invite our co-workers and classmates for those people who are in school, and then the fourth week is neighbors. Yeah, Mr. Roger. Invite him to come. Oh, he did, ain't he? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers.
People down
Right, your neighbors, and then the last Sunday, which is Easter. We're gonna have our Easter celebration that Sunday, and everybody is welcome to come. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have an awesome experience. So I'm looking forward to everything.
Who's preaching that Sunday, that Easter Sunday?
That would be me.
Wow.
That would be me on the Easter Sunday. That would be me. He
preached
died.
Sunday
Did he
before
die? But early on Sunday morning, he got up.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, is there anything that you want to add for the last few minutes that the outreach is really focusing on doing this month? What do you need from the people to
I
do?
need videos.
Videos. Yes.
More video. And the women would like to beat the men. So we need to hurry up
I'm
and
gonna
get
make
all of
mine
our
now.
women videos in so we can beat the gents.
You can also go check out my video on YouTube. And did you post the?
It was on YouTube too, right?
Okay, all the videos of the fellowship and what we're doing right now is all on YouTube. So go check us out at YouTube. You can look under Pastor Robert Bailey Jr. or Restoration of Praise or Tina's 2 cents.
And make sure that you send your friends, tag your friends, call your friends, and tell them to watch the video too. And while you're talking about it, send them on out.
I know. Why she talking to the back of the camera?
That's
Oh,
okay.
and please come and be a part of what we're doing here because it's going to be awesome.
Website. We have a great website also.
www.restorationofpraise.org, or you can come and visit us in person, 16740 Hedgecroft Drive, number 402, Houston, Texas 77060.
Yes.
And you can also call in case you want to leave a prayer request, get more information, just have someone to talk to you. The number is 281-272-1699.
Yes.
For the rest, do you have anything else to add before we give the announcements?
Oh, if they have anything that is pressing against their minds that they want answered, or they want someone to research, they want more in depth about it, they can feel free to inbox us at the W.A.L.K restorationofpraise.org, and we will research those questions and get back with them. And if you like, we can either reveal the answer live on camera, or we can inbox you privately. So, if you don't want it to be answered openly, then just state that and we will reply.
Yep.
For the rest of the week, of course, tomorrow, Pastor Bailey is going to Connecting Fellowship,
Yes.
Which is around the corner off of West Hardy. The pastor is Vernon Hubbard.
Yes.
And that begins promptly at 7:00 p.m.
It's casual.
They're having a March Gladness month. March Gladness celebration. So 7:00 tomorrow. Then of course 7:30 is the series that will be continued on Thursday. Lord, pour me some tea. And we've had a lot of great teas, and we're going to keep it going with another good tea. Can you give us the tea, or
Yes, give us the tea.
What you gonna do?
Sweet tea, green tea, peach.
We're
Mango
going to talk
tea.
about purity
Ooh.
on Thursday night. We're going to talk about
I'm on
purity.
vacation.
Ooh, gee.
Purity is going to be good. We have
I'm
4 more
sure.
left. We have 4 more left,
four
and then
more?
4 more left, and then we're done with this series, and we're going to go into a new series called I Declare.
Okay.
I Declare
I declare
series.
war. Remember that card?
Yeah, I remember that game.
So for the rest of March, we're going to deal with Lord, pour me some tea. And then on Friday, for those that this is not a church-related event, but our spiritual mother, Evangelist Claudia Durant, is celebrating her birthday. She's having a church program that Friday at Strong Life Ministries off of FM 1960. Starts at 7:30. And then Sunday is, who we inviting Sunday again?
Friends.
We're inviting friends on
How
Sunday.
many of us have them?
Sunday?
Friends.
Okay.
The ones we can depend on. Let's be
Friends.
Pastor, bring it back in.
Okay, I was letting y'all finish. And that does include Facebook friends, y'all. We need to go on there and just do a mad invite to all our Facebook friends.
Yes.
And then right after church, Sunday,
Yes.
the Fun Ministry is going to Cosmic Jump.
Yes.
No cameras allowed.
Yeah, because we're going to interview the
We
Fun
gotta-
Ministry
we gotta have
leaders,
cameras.
right? We trying to get to know our
Come
ministry.
on, let's go. Let's have a blast.
No embarrassing pictures.
I can't. We can't.
Take as many
We cannot promise
photos.
that.
Nobody
As you
falling and
possibly
slipping
can.
and Lady Z posting.
Okay,
No videos.
But the Fun Ministry is getting together, and we're going to do Cosmic Jump Trampoline Park. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
We're going to have prices and everything for you. Hopefully, if you want to inbox on Facebook, Deacon Harrison Williams, and Lady Netra Williams. Either one of them should be able to have some information for you. Then we'll talk about what's going to happen next week, because we got a lot of stuff happening coming up at the fellowship. We're a busy church. We're a church on the move.
Yes, moving.
And that's why we have our imminent movement.
Yes, we're moving.
I thank both of you guys for coming on.
Thank y'all for having me.
And
We appreciate it.
I'm excited about ministry.
Yes.
And talking to y'all help get me a little bit more excited. I'm going to go home and work on my video.
I'm gonna do mine before we leave.
Work on my video.
Make sure you invite. Just please, women, if you have husbands, please have them to tune in next Tuesday night to the walk. We have a special guest for the men next week, and we really want to invite all of them out to be live. If you would like to come and be with us, but if not, if you're unable to do that, then please tune in to the walk on Ustream.
She's behind the camera.
Yes.
Yes.
So you all, we thank you for tuning in to the walk where we worship and live kingdom. Until next time.
Walk it out.
Somebody got
We're
press
walking.
stop.
Anybody gonna?
We're going.
I'm just gonna keep
Just-
The
talk like we.
You gotta can't say it out loud.
Shut-
Just-